Writing expressions and equations. What this lesson is about is translating phrases and sentences into mathematical expressions and equations. Now there's four basic operations that we use in math. We have addition, which is indicated by a plus. We have subtraction. We have multiplication, which can be use a time sign or a dot or sets of parentheses. There's other ways to represent multiplication. And then we also have division. We're just going to use the multiplication sign and then division. Now there's different words or phrases that can indicate each of these. So you have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we're going to take a look at some of these words. Now for addition, you can say plus. You could say the sum of. So you can use the word sum. Increased by. Increased. So these are some of the words. Total. If you're adding up money or something like that and you want the total, then you're going to use addition. More than. More than. Okay, you'll see some of these phrases. And then subtraction. So for subtraction, you could have minus. Minus. You could have the difference of. So if you see the word difference, that could mean subtraction. Decreased by. Decreased by. So decreased. Fewer than. Fewer than, that could indicate subtraction. Less than could also indicate subtraction. Or you could have subtracted. You could use the word subtracted. So subtracted, subtracted from. Okay, multiplication and division. Let's take a look at some of those phrases. Multiplication could be times. If you see 3 times 5, that could be multiplication. The product of, product would be multiplication. Multiplied, if you use the word multiplied, could indicate multiplication, multiplied. You could have twice. So if you're multiplying by 2, you could say twice. I have twice the amount. So those are some words for multiplication. And then we have division. Division, you could see divided by. Divided by, that would indicate division. The quotient of. Quotient. Or if someone wants to separate something into equal parts, you could see separate, and I'll just put into equal parts. Okay, so these are all different phrases or words that could indicate the given operation. Now let's take a look at a sentence and see if we can figure out what the expression is going to be. So let's take the sentence, a number A number increased by 7. A number increased by 7. Okay, the key word, well, there's a few key words, but increased. This increased means that we're dealing with addition. So increased by. So we're taking a number. We don't know what the number is, so we're going to put a variable in. We're just going to say an X or a Y or any variable. Let's say A. So A means a number. A is our number. And we want to increase it by 7. So we're going to add 7 to it. So we have a number, which is A, increased by, which is the plus sign, 7. And that would be our expression. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say we have 6 less than a number. Less than a number. Okay, now this one, and most of these, the order that this is written makes a difference. You need to pay attention to the order. If you're taking 6 less than, now less than, that's going to be that's going to tell us what operation we're using. Less than. That's going to be subtraction. And we're taking 6 away from a number, right? 6 less than a number. So we're starting out with a number. Even though it's at the end of this phrase, this is going to come first. So we'll start out with the number, and let's call it C. C is our number. Because we're taking 6 less than a number. So you have to start out with the number before you can take 6 away from it. So we're going to do 6 minus, C is our number, C minus 6. So that should make a little bit of sense. So sometimes you need to think about it a little bit to know where you're going to put your variable. In this case, it's kind of reversed from the actual phrase. Okay, let's do one more. Well, we may have time for a couple. Let's say, okay, let's make it a little bit harder. 3 more than twice a number. 3 more than twice a number. Okay, with this one, we actually have two key operations here. More than, well, that's going to indicate addition. And it's 3 more than. So the 3 is paired up with the addition here. We're going to add 3 to something, right? 3 more than something. And then we also have twice a number. We have twice a number. So twice, that means we're going to multiply something by 2 times 2. And what are we going to multiply by 2? Well, it's twice a number. So it's going to be twice our variable. We're going to have a variable here. And let's call it D. So twice a number would be 2 times D, or we can just write 2D, right? 2 times D would be twice a number, and then 3 more than that. So then we add 3 to that. And that will be our expression. Okay, this should start to make a little bit of sense. You may need some practice with this, but changing or translating phrases and sentences into mathematical expressions is going to be key to solving some of our word problems.